Welcome to Tough Conversations with David Wood, where play meets depth. We help teams and high-performing leaders like you to master your tough conversations so you succeed in your career and in your life. When we avoid tough conversations, we stay small. Teams stay disengaged, conflicted, and ultimately end up quitting. When we lean in and master our tough conversations, they become the defining moments that literally shape our careers, our relationships, and our lives. So let's dive in and master your next tough conversation so you can be the leader that you would follow. Let's play. Welcome everybody to another episode of Tough Conversations with David Wood. This one's super different. I could tell you about how to try and enjoy anything when you're suffering, but wouldn't it be better to do that from the place of suffering? So I'm not going to set it up. Let's dive in and talk to Sick David. I'll let Sick David set this up and talk to you about the experiment.
Hey guys, this will be an unusual podcast. I'm sick. I recorded the last podcast as I was coming down with this, but if you watch the one on Gamify Your Life, you'll see that I was still pretty upbeat. Now I'm barely moving in bed. And I've been suffering a lot and resisting and wishing it was different. Now, I'm interested in the concept that it's possible to enjoy any experience. Now, I know and I figured I'm a student of this. I'm definitely not an expert. I can enjoy a lot of things and I can find things right. But I tell you what, when it comes to my health and my energy, then I get thrown totally. So I'm a student of this. And I thought my goal today is to enjoy this experience. That's a big ask. It's a big goal. But I don't want to keep suffering when I'm not feeling or experiencing what my head says I should experience. And I believe that changing your mind, the Morehouse says, it's two ways to change how you're feeling about a situation. One, change the situation. Okay, so I could maybe take some pills and try and feel better. It's an option. Or two, change your mind. And I thought, how perfect to not just talk to you about enjoying a difficult experience, but to try and do it during a live podcast, or at least a live recording of a podcast. So a lot of people find enjoyment too high a bar to hit, and I'm one of them. You could start with tolerating. All right, I'm tolerating, I'm putting up with this. I'm not screaming and kicking, I'm just kind of like scrunching up my face a little bit and I'm putting up with it. Then you get acceptance. All right, this is how it is. I'm at peace with it. Then I think you get to liking or enjoyment, which is today's goal. And then you got people like Byron Katie who talk about loving what is, like loving being sick. I just finished shaking. I was like shivering under blankets in front of the fire. And I've got flu-y type symptoms, like it's hard to take a full breath. There are other symptoms you don't need to hear about, but basically this is pretty rough and it's pretty much as sick as I get. So how do I enjoy this? So a great friend of mine, Guy Guri, posed the question, is there anything I can say yes to about this experience as a starting point? So I'm going to use that question and also the bigger one. Is there anything I could enjoy? I enjoy that I get to lie flat on my back and in a quiet house. So peaceful. Oh, if you can see this video, a smile just came on my face. So peaceful, and I hadn't noticed that. You might be able to hear the silence. There's wind chimes too in the background, so I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying that I can see the sky, and I can't really see out the other side right now. I'm grateful for, and therefore now enjoying, that I don't have to work. There's no urgent stuff. I already did some stuff before I got really sick, so I can give myself a pass on that. And it is a Sunday, so I'm grateful for that. If I dive into it a little further, right now I'm enjoying creating this video. I feel like I'm connecting with the world in some way, or I will in the future, and finding some benefit for others, and that's gratifying to me. Plus, it puts my attention on something other than my sensations. And if I really look at it, I'm enjoying that I'm not in pain. I'm in discomfort. My body doesn't yet feel good. I'm not calling it good yet, but there's no extreme pain. There's no extreme coughing. There's no nausea. I'm enjoying, if I put my attention on it, and I wasn't, but it would put my attention on it, enjoying the company of my puppy, Bella. And earlier, I enjoyed the fire, and I almost enjoyed the massage chair. I was a bit too uncomfortable to enjoy it, but I gave it a good shot. And I did enjoy listening to 2 podcast episodes of Kind World. Just got some heartwarming stories. So there's my effort at enjoying this experience. Right now, I feel quite at peace with it. Still have the thought, I wish I had more energy, I wish I could do more stuff, but it's not as strong as it was before. And I feel like I can relax a little bit into the peace and quiet of what's here. I enjoy micro movements. So my body's often tight and sore, and just rolling around on bed and just like stretching a little bit. And then every now and then I find a stretch that's like, oh, wow. So that's fun. And I might try some music, some gentle classical music, and see how that goes. All right, there's my experiment at enjoying something that my mind would normally tell me absolutely sucks and is terrible. I want it to stop straight away. And I'm going to call this a success. So, David Wood, student in training, signing off from this experiment.
You've been listening to Tough Conversations with David Wood. Now it's action time. Mastering your tough conversations will have a major impact on your team, your company, and you as a high-performing executive or entrepreneur. If you're ready, request a discovery session with me at playforreal.life so we can transform your team, your company, and you. And if you've enjoyed this episode, I would love you to help me spread this message of tough conversations in a very simple way. Just leave a public review at playforreal.life/podcast. And you may hear me read it out loud and thank you live on a future podcast. Now, let's play.